Hi, what do you see in number 1729? Srinivasa Ramanujan was one of the greatest mathematicians ever born. Ramanujan was self taught and he went on to write 3,900 theorems. He lived in great poverty. He would often use slate for his workings as paper was expensive for the family. At the age of 15, he not only solved some 5,000 theorems from a book but also developed his own in the process. When he was all of 23 years old, he wrote a letter to G.H. Hardy, a Cambridge mathematician. The letter contains some 120 statements of theorems. G.H. Hardy recognized Ramanujan's work as extraordinary and he got him to Cambridge. Unfortunately, Ramanujan passed away at a very young age of 32 in India after an incredible run and great discoveries. He left behind many unpublished results that mathematicians continue to verify today, 100 years later. Incredibly, his work is finding applications in computer science, string theory, and black hole physics, concepts Ramanujan had never heard of in his own time. The film and the book The Man Who Knew Infinity is on Ramanujan. You must be wondering what has all of this got to do with 1729. Well, once when Ramanujan was in hospital in England, G.H. Hardy visited him and remarked that he had taken taxi number 1729, a rather dull number. Ramanujan replied that this number was actually quite remarkable. It happens to be the smallest number that can be represented in two ways by the sum of two cubes. Years before, Ramanujan had observed this number and he continued to remember it. Here are some quotes S. Ramanujan on himself. I have had no university education, but I have undergone the ordinary school course. I am striking out a new path for myself. An equation for me has no meaning unless it represents a thought of God. Michio Kaku, American physicist and futurist, had to say this. Srinivasa Ramanujan was the strangest man in all of mathematics, probably in the entire history of science. He has been compared to a bursting supernova illuminating the darkest, most profound corners of mathematics. Well, dear friends and listeners, while Ramanujan lived an incredible life, what can we learn from him? In spite of a very humble background and incredible challenges, Srinivasa Ramanujan followed his passion and intuition, which is why he saw an ordinary number 1729 very differently. Which is why he produced theorems that are still continuing to be understood even today. Imagine if he had stayed with his job as a clerk in the office of the Madras Port Trust. The world would have been so much poorer. In today's modern world in which we all live, we are flooded with sensory stimulation, a deluge of information and external influences. And in this process, we forget who we are and the gifts we bring with us. But remember, your intuition is your compass. It connects you to your truth. It is your closest friend and does not lie. Dear friends, trust yourself, listen to yourself, build up the courage to act. It will make all the difference to you and to the world. Think about it. Thank you.